Hey, what's up? It is I, J-Boy, Jen, the writer Jafari, and today I will discuss about race and literature, two very touchy subjects. I really don't care to read, never been really a reader, but as you know, my Lexile score is pretty high. All right, I'm not trying to flex on y'all, but it's really high. So I'll go into the topic, the subject at hand, race and literature. How do they cooperate with each other, and how can we make two different things be one? All right, unified. 1 + 1 is 2, plus another one that's 3. Quick maths. All right, let's get into it. I have not been watching the news recently. But that's okay, because I can't blame you, because I don't even watch the news. But I was scrolling around YouTube and the news feed pop up, and it started talking about basically what happened. Two black men were arrested in Starbucks for doing completely nothing. They're just sitting there waiting for their friend to get out the bathroom, and a lady called the cops on them, talking about they were doing something that they clearly wasn't doing. They're just standing there. But the whole misconception was all cleared up. They had handcuffs put on them. That's really demoralizing. For you to do nothing, getting cuffed for no reason. That's like just imagine that you're hungry, right? You just came from running outside, and then you're like, yo, I'm dumb hungry. I need a hot pocket, and then you go inside your house and you get yourself a hot pocket, and then next thing you know, you're being apprehended for no good reason. Like, bro, what did I do? But I've never been in that situation myself. But mainly the reason I even introduced Starbucks as the topic, and to just get you guys attention, so you guys can hear what I'm saying. You can see what I'm trying to articulate to the viewers of this fine platform of YOU Tube, okay? But if you guys, like I said, if you guys are just like me, you're not much of a reader. Only reason you read is if the book really catches your eye, or you're assigned to. No, there's no. All right, listen. There's no disrespect for people assigning books. Just books ain't my cup of tea. I mean, books should never become a tea, unless you're the Gub Glapula. But
I'm the glob glow gab galab, the schwabble double wabble gabble flibber blabber blab. I'm full of schwibble glibber kind. I am the yeast of thoughts and minds. Schwabble double glibber glabber schwibble schwab glab. Dibble double schwibble schwabble glibber glab schwab.
The book is called All American Boys. The main character, Rashad, was arrested at a store for nothing, which goes along for what I said. At a store, black males getting arrested for doing nothing. But what he was doing, well, when I say nothing illegal. That doesn't of course he was breathing, of course he was doing stuff at the store, but he didn't do anything illegal. Only thing he was doing was trying to buy a bag of chips, and he was arrested. He looked like he was gonna mug a lady and steal a bag of chips. Even though that was never his intention, he was just trying to get to his phone and hit up his brother and tell him, can I get a ride or something. He was just trying to talk to his brother, and he just so happened to have his bag open so he can get his phone out. And they like, hey yo, we don't appreciate what you're doing over there. Hey, you're looking pretty suspicious. I think you need to stop. But it didn't go down like that. He just got beat down viciously. It's traumatizing, actually, if you get ever beat down for doing something wrong. Like I said again, I don't have an experience for that, but just imagine how Rashad felt about that. Remember how those guys in Philly. But the funny thing is that in a book, they are able to show that misconceptions happen in a book, and also how it can happen in real life. Now, I propose a question for you viewers, hopefully that you're listening. Does literature make us better citizens? No. I'm not trying to judge anybody. Alright, I'm not an upstanding citizen either. Alright. Sometimes I do litter. Alright. Cause we're lazy. I know that's not a really good reason, but I do litter. But I try not to. Unless it's biodegradable. Biodegradable is basically things that can be decomposed by the earth, so apples, fruits, and all that. But if you have a bag of chips, you don't throw it on the ground like, oh, that's biodegradable. I was like, no, it ain't biodegradable, because it's plastic. But like I said, does literature make us better citizens? That is the true question. Now, I want you guys to sit down, pull out a bag of chips, and really ponder on that question. Does it make you a better citizen? But I hope you guys had enough time, even though it was like 3 seconds. But time is moving fast when you're a speedster like me. So, my answer to that particular question is yes, it does make us a better person, because when you read literature, it is like the other person's different experiences, their outtake on the world. For instance, or for example, imagine like someone's writing a book from, like, I don't know, Argentina, and they write about the struggles and they write about how they live their life. Then you can learn that, and you can maybe incorporate their morals, or see how their morals or experiences are, and then you incorporate that into your life. And also that books have a message. Books have a strong message. Majority of books that you read may not have a message at first, but if you actually dig down and you beat that book till it can't breathe no more, you beat the title of the book so you can't even really read the first word on type of the book, and that's how you know. That's how you know you got the message out the book. Try reading the book for the 30th time. Where's the answer, bro? You may get aggravated at the book, like, what do you mean this is not the proper answer? But the book's like,
Chill, bro. Just listen, bruh. Just listen. You ready to make like 3 more times? You're going to get the message.
And then you're sitting like, bro, I don't want that. I need the answers now. I want my money now. I want the answers now. I'm sick and tired of reading.
but you have to be patient with it. You have to continue reading to find the underlying message of the book, because the author's just like, if I want to give the person just the message or the message of the book, I would have just wrote it down on a piece of paper and sent it to them. There's no need for you to read like 300 pages just to find the message of the book. That's just a waste of time. That's a waste of my talent. You don't waste talent, because talent's like sauce. Another question, like I said, how many of you guys have been in a different state? Well, for like how long and like what different state? Like, for instance, I've been to California, South Carolina, Texas, and I don't know. Oh yeah, New York, New Jersey, and all of them. That's the states that I've been to, and I've seen different things happen. I never lived there. I've been there only for like either a week or a couple of days, or maybe a year, or maybe I lived there for a couple of years, for like South Carolina and California and Massachusetts, where I currently live right now, and I lived there for about 2 years. But how long have you guys lived in a particular state for? Like, how long did you enjoy it? What did you see? What was your experience? How many of you guys have been to the south part of the US, or the west part, or the east part, or the north part? Because the northern parts are cool, even though we don't really hear about them not much. Like, when I'm talking about like northeast, not New England, but like north part of it. But you know what? I think this is a good time for a break. I think you guys should go down
In the comment section and, I don't know, kind of type
down, where have you been? How long have you stayed? What was your experience there? I'll read the comments, I'll see about it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've been there, or oh yeah, that sounds like a good place to be at. But don't be a stranger to the keyboard. Everybody has different experiences. Everybody has different experiences in different places. For instance, alright, there's this one book, right, called To Kill a Mockingbird. The book was set in the Great Depression in Alabama, so early 1900s, alright, pretty old. I don't know if you have any relatives alive back then. If they are, love them, because they might not be here for long. Sorry to break it to you guys. But this book was from perspective of a 9-year-old, and it talked a lot about racism. When I say a lot about racism, like, it's not like they purposely like said this is racism, this is that. They do kind of touch on the subject about don't say this, don't say that. But as you can tell when you're reading the book, there is clearly a lot of racism inside this town, as there was in Alabama at that particular time. But the main highlight of this whole book was about accused of raping a girl, a white girl by the name of Mayella, and he was accused of it, and he ended up being tried and convicted as being guilty, even though as you read the book, and as you read and you analyze it, and if you ever watch the movie, you can clearly tell who's lying and who's not lying. You can clearly tell who's actually telling the truth. And unfortunately, Tom Robinson was an innocent man, and he got put to jail. Sadly, he died after that, but he was innocent and he was put to jail. And that was in Alabama. Now, that I know this is not the first time that happened, where people have been falsely accused of something and to be beaten down or getting physically or socially punished for something that they have not done. For instance, in this one book named Mighty Long Way, a book named Mighty Long Way, it was about the Little Rock Nine. Now, the Little Rock Nine was the first group of black African American students to integrate into a white high school, and some people were beaten down, or some girls were hurt viciously, spat on. Some people, for instance, Carlotta, got their house blown up. Luckily, no one was hurt, but that poor house. But people were getting hate on for no particular reason, just because of the color, or they were falsely accused just because of the color of her skin, because no one believed them at the time. No one wanted to see what really happened at that time. And this is showing how even in different parts of the country, different parts of where we live in the States, how different experiences are still, like, even though it's a different place, people still experience the same things. Like, there's some universal experiences that people still face. Discrimination is one of them, unfortunately. People will have to face that, hopefully not forever, but for a while now. They have to face that. They have to face being discriminated on, or face racism. In some countries, they get killed for being a different color, or believing a different thing because of their color of the skin, or because of what their preference is. And it's crazy, because even though you're at a different part of the country or a different part of the world, you still have to go through a same thing that everyone does go through, unfortunately, but should not go through. Time for the conclusion. Trying to make this amusing. These facts are abusing. I don't be accusing, but and these facts are intrusive. Black people be getting abused and denying their rights, but at the end of the night, they're trying to preach and trying to teach. Just like in literature, a hidden message, different experiences, inexperience expressing these rhymes like all the time. Contemporary, very scary. How it never changed. People struggling, just trying to live.